Here's a technique I use to get around writer's block. Basically, what we're going to do is figure out a way to move forward in the story that we're stuck on. So, I'm going to do this in the guise of a romance story. I don't usually do rom com at all or romance novels, but I figured it'd be fun for the purpose of this example. We have a 32-year-old protagonist named Ash who lives in San Francisco, has the big tech job, has the beautiful apartment, has the cat, has the cool, quirky friends who take her on the trolley and do all the fun things in San Francisco, but she's not fulfilled in life. Love life is on the fritz. She decides to go to Ireland to visit her uncle who she hasn't seen in 20 years. Let's call him Seamus. Why not? He lives in a small town in County Cork and owns a bar. It's the tiny little idyllic Irish town. She goes out there, discovers a little bit about herself, has all these moments with the cool local people, and he owns a bar and everyone hangs out there at night. She wasn't going here for love, but guess what happens? She falls in love with Patrick, this tall, charismatic guy who's running to become the mayor of this small little town. I don't know if it'd be called mayor, whatever it is in Ireland, but he's running for that. Guess what? Ash has PR and marketing skills. They are going to become fast friends. It's going to be a little bit of an oil and water situation when they work together, but guess what? They're going to fall in love. You wake up one morning, you love your story, you love this protagonist, but you're stuck. You can't move forward. You've seen 3 movies like this on Netflix released in the past week. 2 people published books that are exactly like this yesterday, and you're just kind of going like, what am I doing? What is this all about? You have writer's block. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to blow our story up. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take that character who we love, because maybe you aren't loving exactly where the story's going, but chances are you have an affinity for this character. You feel, you see yourself a little bit in them. Otherwise, you wouldn't have written that. We see ourselves in our main characters all the time. So we're going to take our main character, blow up this world. Guess what we're going to do? It's just we're going to do something that's really weird, something that will not work in the story. This will never be published. This will never be seen by anyone. But here's what we're going to do. Patrick, the love interest, passes away. Ash, again, this is totally fake and hypothetical. It's not going to be in the story, but we want to put our protagonist into these weird places so we can just get some words down. Now we're in a world where she needs to find the right outfit. Maybe she goes down the road and goes to the store and buys the right clothes for a funeral, and maybe there's something there, the woman who runs, that gives her a piece of advice. Who knows what that is? She gets to the church. What does it look like? What does it smell like? Who are the surprising people who are there? She sits in the second pew behind the front. Up front there's a woman and her 2 kids. Boom, she finds out that they are Patrick's wife and children. Again, totally hypothetical, but now think, get your writer brain going. Why would an entire town and her uncle pretend like this guy was single to be with her, and like if she's dating this guy or starting to date him or work with him, you would know he has a wife if he's running for mayor. He had kids and wife, so it's like we're in this weird sort of place where who knows what's happening. I'm telling you, you're going to easily be able to write 500 words in whatever this scenario is. We learn a little something about Ash. What would Ash do in this situation? Is she the type of person to stand up in the middle of a funeral and say, what is going on here? Who are these people? Is she going to call out her uncle in front of everyone, or at the bar that night? What is she going to do? What can we learn about this character who we know? How would she act? Because she's a real person at this point to us. How is she going to act in this situation? The point is to become interested in the story again, to have fun, to learn something about our character that can move things forward. Who knows what this funeral scene opens up in your mind? Maybe we have a flashback to her father's funeral scene. I'm just saying, you put your character into new situations and you learn something about them, and maybe you can use that moving forward. Again, no one's going to see this. We just got to get those fingers going, whatever it takes. And once you start moving forward and you learn more about your character, you're going to start having fun again. You may discover that this thing goes in a totally different direction than you ever thought in the first place. Good luck. Get over the writer's block. It doesn't exist.